All right, Bobby, you're our intro guy.
Today is a special day, and today is a podcast where we talk about that special day. Welcome to Today Is. I'm Bobby.
And I'm Joey.
We didn't go with last names today.
Yeah, we're not doing last names.
Yeah.
Not today, apparently.
No. Why bother?
I was gonna do an effect too, and I didn't do it. Just say, welcome to the podcast. Today is, or whatever you normally say.
Today is a special day. Welcome. I'm Bobby Parker.
Just say the words.
Welcome to Today Is. I'm Bobby Parker.
Nah, I messed it up.
Welcome to Today Is. This is our podcast. We only do introductions.
There, how's that?
Nice.
That was terrible. That was the worst place to do a effect.
Yeah, there was no saving that. I mean, it started off bad when I was talking.
Yeah.
And then you just made my voice more.
What if we act like we're in a cave today? What if we act like we're talking in a cave today?
I think that's going to add a level of
annoyance
that our podcast will never climb out of the hole of.
All right. Well, today is the podcast, Bobby and Joey's today. And do you have any shows this week?
I had no shows this week.
I did not either have any shows this week. I'm trying to think.
Yeah. So
not since the last podcast.
Right. So I will say this was a planned weekend of me hanging out with like the family and friends and doing stuff. So I had it scheduled out months in advance where this weekend was me doing stuff.
It was Labor Day weekend. Did you have a good Labor Day? What'd you do for Labor Day?
So got to hang out with friends on Friday night and Saturday night. We did our big fantasy football auction and hung out, guys.
Oh, getting ready for the season.
Watched football all day Saturday with the guys. So,
who you got for quarterback?
So it depends on which league, but I am my auction league. The league I care about, I've got Sam Darnold and J.J. McCarthy.
Okay.
So it's a dynasty league. So J.J. McCarthy's my young guy. I'm hoping to ride him over the course. So
I played fantasy football for one season, and I lost interest about halfway through the season, and then my brother just did the trades for me, and he was the commissioner. It was nothing. I've never really played it. I love football, and sometimes I'm like, I want to get into fantasy football this year. It adds an element, it makes you want to watch more games.
Right.
But I get busier and busier every year. I barely watch the games I want to watch.
Yeah.
You know?
I love the one league that I'm in. It's guys that I've been friends with, and we've had this league for 20-some years.
That's what fantasy football should be. Like you do, it's something you do with your friends. It's like I don't want to do it just to join some people I don't know, or just like I don't know. I guess if maybe my brother and my dad and like my cousins got together and were like, hey, we want to do a family fantasy league. Like I would probably that'd be fun.
Right. Yeah. So like I'm a member of a couple leagues. Like I'm a member of like some of the men from my church. Like, hey, let's get one together. And it's tough saying no to that.
Yeah.
But I don't follow that as much. So I don't really care for the team and do as much.
What's number one? What's your NFL number one? I mean, football season's about to start. When's the first game? It's not. Is it this week?
It's Thursday.
It's this Thursday is the first game of the season.
Yeah.
I always know when football season's coming because my Thursday trivia goes from 7 to 6:30. We started at 6:30.
Oh yeah.
So that we're done in time for people to watch Thursday night football. All right. So who's the first game?
That I don't know off the top of my head.
Well, who's so football season is starting. We'll ask, what's your favorite team? What's the team you always root for, no matter what?
I've become a Jags fan.
Yeah.
I'm a Jaguars fan. I grew up a Browns fan. I had to divorce them because they're an abusive spouse. and so I don't root against the Browns. I'm
but they're not the team.
They're
like,
not the
they're
the
not the
team.
team anymore.
Yeah.
Like they're not like same for me. I rooted for them a ton. My dad was a huge Browns fan before the move to Baltimore. All of that, but yeah, they're just not the team anymore.
Right.
Like,
Yeah. I hate the owners.
yeah, the owners aren't great.
Management's terrible. So I root for the Jaguars. Again, not a wonderful club to root for.
I know it's not much better. Well, record-wise, it's not any better, but I do feel like I don't know. I feel like I like the owner better.
Yeah.
The owner, I think, is a cool guy. Like, I feel like they're trying to make the team a sense of community here, and it is. Like, it's been here long enough, and they're trying to make. They've had enough cultural impact that I feel like it is a sense of community with the team.
What's actually really cool is as much as people complain about downtown, what they're doing with the sports complex. You know, they've got the Daily Center for concerts. They've got the stadium right there. They've got the baseball grounds there. They've got the veteran arena right there. So all of that is right there. Parking is pretty accessible.
It's not bad. Parking's not bad.
For all that. Now there's no real infrastructure around it. Like there's not a lot to do. But I think that's going to come.
Yes, part of that is because it's pushed up against the river there.
Right.
So part of that's like there's only so far they can grow.
Yeah.
But there is some stuff over there. There's some bars and things like that and cool stuff.
It's growing. It's getting better. And actually, one of the cool things, I hate to like mention like other famous people and podcasts and whatnot, but on the Nateland podcast, Nate was talking about how he got to throw out the first pitch.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, it's 5 minutes before the show starts. And it's like, oh, and it's possible because everything's close and organized.
It's so funny because Jacksonville's such a spread out city, but the stuff that's there is there.
Right.
And it's like the stadium and the TV station and the all that, and then the Florida Theater and downtown is all kind of right there. Like you can, I mean, we used to do shows at Hourglass Pub, and that was people would park there for the game sometimes at Hourglass Pub, and walk to the stadium. So there is kind of so, and I can see what they're trying to build that up and make it more of a place for people to go all the time,
and like an event center.
Yes, yeah. And I'm actually doing. I mean, we'll do the plugs at the end of the show, but I'm actually doing a show at the baseball park on Saturday.
Cool, yeah.
I don't know exactly. Like, I don't know if it's like in a room at the baseball park or if we're doing it in part of the stadium. I have no idea. But we're doing a show at the baseball park on Saturday at the ViStar. It's called ViStar Ballpark, where the Jumbo Shrimp play. So we'll see. Hopefully it's a fun show. I've actually never been to a Jumbo Shrimp game.
Oh my, okay.
I've been in the stadium. I've been in the stadium to film for I used to work for a promotional products company called Destroyer Promotional Products. I don't know if I've talked about that on the show or not. But he had the contract for the Jumbo Shrimp.
Okay.
For promotional products like Bobblehead Day and Backpack Day and stuff like that.
Were they the Jumbo Shrimp then?
Then they were not. They were the Jacksonville Suns.
Gotcha.
So they were the Jacksonville Suns, and so I was doing some filming for them, and he gave me access to the ballpark while nobody was there to film certain shots that we were doing.
Right.
So basically the commercial was we were marketing it as if – so here's some funny – here's some – okay, the person involved does not know this yet. I'm going to give him new information.
Okay.
So we filmed this. Oh no, wait, this was another thing. Never mind.
Completely different thing.
Yeah, this guy doesn't have to worry about it.
He'll never know now.
So we did. So there were two things. I'm merging two stories. But one of these things. So for this one for Destroyer Promotional Products, we filmed this thing where we were pretending like it was a pharmaceutical, like Destroyerzol was the name of the drug, and it was like you're trying to cure lack of fansitis, like all this dumb stuff. And it wasn't a commercial to be shown on TV. It was a commercial to be shown to potential investors.
Right. Okay.
And it would showcase the products that they had and stuff like that. And the person who played the team owner was the owner of the company, who also owned the Jacksonville Sharks.
Okay.
And he played the part of the team owner, and we took him to a dentist's office to play as the doctor's office, and we put his face in like the X-ray machine to like, you know, to be like, yeah, here's the, you know, we're testing you for this disease that we're going to cure. And then I took shots of the baseball park with no fans in it, like, oh, there's no fans in this baseball park. Like those were the establishing shots. That's not the right word. Context shots and stuff like that. Anyway, the B-roll was that I filmed it there. But anyway, there was another story where we filmed in a gynecologist's office, and we made somebody put their head in a mammogram machine, which is what I was thinking of just now. But that person did not know it was a mammogram machine or that it was a gynecologist's office. So.
Oh, yeah, that's that's important information to hold back at certain points.
Anyway, that was not that guy. That guy who I won't say his name just in case. I don't know if he wants his name out there, but that guy, good guy though. He went to my church. That's why he hired me to do the job. I wonder if I can get a hold of that footage. But it was a fun shoot. It was fun to do. He had a guy like one of his vice presidents was like in charge of doing this, and like he was my contact, and it was a lot of fun. We only did one project together, but it was a lot of fun.
I've enjoyed going places to record during the day.
Yeah.
When you have access to the things, and especially when people aren't really expecting it.
Yeah.
I did some promotional shoots for it was some kind of ad awards, like the Addies, something weird like that, but it was regional. And like, hey, we're gonna take you into a couple of these ad agencies, and it was like back when reality TV was like, hey, you know, this is like the worst customer like thing, kind of thing. Like, hey, you be like the worst client.
I see.
And so I just got to go in and just be belligerent in offices with people wanting me to be belligerent in offices.
Oh, so you got to have fun.
Yes,
that sounds like fun.
I got to have a blast, and like I was pouring milk on my face, kind of like, hey, I'm just being a complete weirdo, and it was a blast because they did have some people in there that didn't really know what I was doing, but but management was standing there laughing, and so they were just super confused. It was fantastic. Yeah.
All right, that sounds
stuff.
like fun.
Oh yeah.
There's something else I was gonna say. We do have some fan mail. So let's read our fan mail. See what we've got here.
Excellent.
Howdy, Card Sharks. Oh, this is after the
Hoyle.
Hoyle, according to Hoyle Day. Thanks for another great episode. Thanks for having a real expert card player on your show. It was really insightful. Well, growing up in the 70s, some parents then wouldn't let their offspring touch the devil's card that were used for gambling. A nice way of sending your kids down the road of evil addictions, sadness, divorce, and maybe even prison. One of the most evil games known to mankind, you did mention Monopoly. Yeah, that one definitely the most evil game known to mankind. Good thing they figured out a way to get people to buy the game over and over in just different clothing to keep themselves in business. And no one opens them to smell the stinky pig inside, since they are all collector's items. LOL. He wrote LOL. I'm not saying LOL for myself. We probably have at least 5 to 1,000 different theme versions of this evil game ourselves, still unopened and probably worth less than we paid for them, but they look so cool. And he has a song for us. Oh, I don't have a chord for it.
Just want to pause here. Did you really think that I would think that you said LOL? Like, hey, I'm going to read this email and I'm going to interject LOL instead of laughing.
LOL. You know how I talk. That's how I talk.
Yeah. That's pure Joey Nickel right there.
You know Joey Nickel. He's always saying LOL instead of actually laughing.
Right. He's just over there lolling it up.
Did you ever see that? There's an episode of Seinfeld where he's dating this girl and she won't laugh at stuff. She just says, "That's funny."
Yes.
and it bugs him, and he can't get over it, and he ends up breaking up with her because of it.
That is actually, I think, one of the few episodes where he broke up with somebody for. I'm with you, buddy. Yeah. I couldn't have done. Now, if it was just like one thing she didn't find funny, okay, but she never found anything funny. I'm enjoying what's happening here. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I'm on board with them. I'm on his side for that one.
Yes.
If somebody never laughed and they just said that's funny all the time.
It sounds like some club owners I've met, but it's we seem to be having a technical issue, and I'm just fascinated by it. So, because we're gonna listen to the song.
Yeah, we're gonna listen to a song. We're gonna listen to a song, but it's not. Maybe I need to. Got it on an input, but I can't.
Okay.
I don't hear anything. Here, let me click it. Maybe. Let me see. No, I don't hear anything. The volume's up all the way.
Huh.
Hold on. Oh, yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, that's the input. This is interesting stuff.
Yeah, one of the top things that I've learned in the podcast game is that long moments of silence while there's thumping and technical work going on in the background is usually what draws the audience in.
All right, I'll just do. I don't know how to start the song over. Oh wait, here. I'll just put the microphone up to it.
Lights up, cars down. We're in the game. Roll the dice, and the street lights glow. Every smile hides a debt I owe. Pass and go with a wink I spin. Little paper empires closing in. Chance cards cut like glass. Railroads race too fast. Banker keeps that grin. Let the games begin. Pass go, kiss me quick. Count the money, hide the trick. Little houses.
What? Why kiss me quick? Pass go, kiss me quick, count the money, hide the trick. I don't get that. What's that mean? Is there kissing in Monopoly?
Not the version I play. I'm just putting that out there. That seems to be a house rule that I'm not familiar with.
Yeah. We need to talk to Hoyle about that.
Yeah. What was the part about getting a trick?
Pass go, kiss me quick, count the money, hide the trick.
That sounds like you're on the wrong part of the boardwalk.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I've never played a Monopoly like that.
Yeah, that's that seems like something you might end up in jail for.
Yeah. All right, it's not going to work like I want it to. Well, I don't know why I can't get that to work. Wait, did you hear that part? Pass go, kiss me quick, count the money, hide the trick, little houses, paper crown. Paper crown. Is there a paper crown? And
I guess symbolic.
buy my heart or burn it down. Snake eyes make the time. Community finds in rhyme. You say it's chance, I say it's design every time. This is an intense game of Monopoly.
It is. This feels like somebody ran out of money and they're having to break out their 401k.
Yeah, this is I don't know what part of town this Monopoly is. This is Monopoly. This is let's see. This is so. Have you seen the local Monopolies?
I have. Yes.
So we saw the first one we saw was in Canton. Actually, there was a Cantonopoly.
Okay.
But it's called Cantonopoly, not Canton Monopoly.
Right. Yep. We have them. I think we have a couple from local areas around here.
There's one. Another local one I saw was Palm Coastopoly.
Yes. We had one growing up. It was Ohio State Buckopoly.
See, that makes sense. Like college stuff. We have like 3 different Star Wars ones. We have like a Mandalorian one. We have like a regular Star Wars one. All kinds of stuff.
So my stepson went to Jacksonville University, JU, and they've got one, JUopoly. But I don't like the way it's pronounced. If you just JUopoly, it feels wrong. It feels wrong. I understand what they're doing, and it's all school related, but it doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
Especially since it's about money.
It's about money, yeah.
Oh, that feels like I'm going down that path right there. Yeah.
Well, thank you, John, for submitting your song about tricks and burning stuff down. I don't know what any of that had to do with Monopoly. Anyway, let's go ahead and go move on to today's topic.
I've been kind of anxious for this. I think you have been too.
Let's see, what are we at? 21 minutes. 21 minutes is when I'm going to put up the graphic. Today's topic is World Beard Day. And I got to overpronounce it because I'm afraid I'm going to say World Beer Day.
Ooh, yeah, that's
those are completely different.
Slightly different. Both go on your face.
Today is World Beard Day, and Bobby grew a beard just for today.
I did. I
actually, it actually seems like it's growing in a little better now that your face is thinner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like your beard, like you always thought it was too patchy to grow a full beard, but I don't know. You might be able to pull it off now.
I might.
Now that your skin's shrunk a little bit in your face. I don't know.
Kind of like I will say, like I often make jokes about not being able to grow a beard. And it's true because it's usually like when chickens fly, like it looks like it should happen, but it doesn't take off. But like I did grow a beard in 2020.
Yeah.
I stopped. I did not cut my hair once the pandemic hit for the rest of the year, and I stopped shaving, and I had it was not a good look. You
gotta grow it properly. So today is about beards, and I am.
You're an expert.
Probably an expert on beards and growing beards. I've had one for a long time. The last time I shaved was probably, trying to think. I was clean shaven when Lewis was born.
Okay.
And we did his blessing. In our church, we don't baptize babies. We baptize them when you're 8.
Okay.
But when they're born, we do a blessing, like we do a naming and a christening. They call it right. You guys have christenings.
Yes.
We don't call it christening because they don't take on a name of a saint or anything like that.
Right.
But we have a name we call it a name and a blessing, and we give a blessing in front of the congregation and stuff like that. And when we did that, I shaved. I was clean shaven for that, and I think that was the last time I was clean shaven because I was not, because BYU made me shave a beard. So I guess that's a good beard story.
Right, yeah, that's a great beard story.
So I show up to Brigham Young University, which is a school for people. It's school for anybody. Anybody can go there, but it's run by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, which I'm a member of. Some people call us the Mormons. I don't know if you're new to the podcast. and you don't know that about me already.
Yeah, it's a little weird, but yeah, that they don't know that.
Yeah. You probably know this about me if you're listening to this podcast, but I went to Brigham Young University, and I did not grow up in Utah. Like, I did not grow up with the Utah culture, and I feel like when people say Mormons, they're usually thinking about Utah.
Yes.
And stuff like that, and the missionaries and things like that. Now, at this school, at Brigham Young University, they had a dress and grooming standard. You were not allowed to grow certain things. So I show up for my school ID picture. I show up for my school ID picture, and the guy taking the picture says, "Hey, you can't have that here." I was like, "What?" He's like, "You can't have that beard. This is a Christian university." And he said it just like that, real condescending like that. And I was like, have you not seen every picture of Jesus? Like, it's like, you can't hide me. You can't say it's a Christian university. You can't grow up. That doesn't make any sense. And so he's like, okay, well, you can have a mustache and long sideburns. That's okay. So I did that. You were allowed, for some reason, beards were not allowed, but you could have a mustache. I don't know why they stopped at mustache.
Right. When you're in college, as soon as you have hair on your chin, you are immediately out of the church.
Yeah,
that is what they say. Like,
yeah, right. It didn't. So I shaved it down to a mustache and long sideburns, and my school ID picture looked exactly like Pablo Escobar's mugshot. Like, it looked ridiculous. If I can find I found it a couple years ago, and I've been meaning to post a picture of it next to Pablo Escobar's mugshot, because the school ID picture, the original one was in black and white, my school ID picture, and so was Pablo Escobar's mugshot was in black and white too, or at least the way it was published in the papers and stuff like that. So it's ridiculous. Like, I look ridiculous. So that's insane. But the other crazy thing about that, which, by the way, I've never understood that. I've never understood the, purity culture of not growing beards. I've never understood that.
Yeah. So I actually looked up some of the beard history.
Really?
Yeah, I did.
Because that, I see other churches say that too. Like, I've seen TikToks of pastors over the pulpit saying you shouldn't grow a beard, or that it's, stuff like that. And first of all, this goes against, first of all, every depiction of Jesus has him with a beard. Right. Now, you could argue that nobody knows for sure if he had a beard. You could argue that. However, that was part of Jewish culture at the time.
Absolutely.
And part of kosher rules is to grow a beard.
Yeah, you can't shave this part.
Yeah, that's part of the Jewish faith, and the longer your beard, it's symbolic. Having a long beard is symbolic of your commitment and devotion to God. So I've never understood that. That's completely cultural. Pack, you threw away the spoon, but you can't. You have to stir it still. He's making chocolate milk. It is not chocolate milk day. So part of
Friday is pizza, National Pizza Day.
Friday is National Pizza Day?
Yeah.
Well, we're doing World Beard Day today. World Beard Day today.
Yes, that's why I have a beard.
Tomorrow, can you do National Pizza Day?
Well, we only do one podcast a week. Maybe we'll get pizza tomorrow. Wait, Friday or tomorrow? Friday. Well, maybe we'll get pizza on Friday. Okay. So I've never understood that as far as that is concerned. It's never been a part of our religion to not grow a beard, but BYU likes you to not have a beard. And I kind of understand that they want... I understand it when you're representing the school. I like the idea of, the football team always is clean-shaven. They show up to a football game, an away football game, and they look very different than the other players because they're clean-shaven and they have short hair. And, you couldn't have long hair either. You couldn't grow out your hair, which also... Jesus could not go to the school, I guess.
Right, yeah.
Long hair and a beard. So I guess I understand that they're trying to set themselves apart and be noticeably different and be clean shaven and have, it's just the Yankees do it a thing, but don't try to act like it's like I'm bad for growing a beard.
Right.
Like I don't, and that hasn't happened. I don't think that's really a part of much culture anymore, as far as like religious culture anymore, Christian and purity culture. But
Right. Yeah. As far as the beard, I have no idea. I like the examples you brought up of the football team and the Yankees, because I believe that is more of a sporting culture, almost bringing in the military,
right. Military. Yeah, right, exactly.
Like, hey, we're
discipline.
holding ourselves
Yes,
above,
yes.
discipline. That's
and I understand it, and it's like, and I'm not like, I don't know, I'm not like mad about it necessarily, but I'm also like, I still don't like the fact that I had to shave while I was at BYU.
Right. Yeah.
Like, I still wanted to grow a beard, and I still was like, I don't understand why it didn't make any sense to me why I couldn't grow a beard. I don't know.
Yeah, I spent a summer growing this goatee kind of thing, going in college, getting ready for football, because I played football in college, and I showed up and got my picture taken with that little bit of fuzz on my face, and immediately shaved because the chin strap made it suck.
Oh yeah.
That
So there is a breaking point with the goatee. So I had a beard in high school when I played football, and if my beard was short, it was annoying. If my beard was if I let it grow out a little bit, it was better.
right.
And I liked having the beard under the chin strap.
Yep.
If I let it grow out a little bit. But if it was short, if it was in the early stages of a goatee, it was very annoying.
Right. So my high school, like our high school coach had a rule like, hey, you have to shave, which makes sense. Yeah. So some schools do that, but like we're going into playoffs. It was my freshman year, so I didn't play I was on the freshman team, but they're going in the playoffs, and the high school coach is like, hey, we want to look tough. Stop shaving. and I remember them specifically
For a week?
Yeah, and
I don't think that's going to do much.
some of them like 5 o'clock shadows. Actually, I saw a kid grow a beard when I was in 7th grade. He was in 8th grade. He grew a beard. Like he came in that morning that looked like he had shaved like the night before, like maybe like a small amount of a 5 o'clock shadow. At the end of the day, the kid had a beard. His name was Frank, and he had a beard. I think he drove to 8th grade.
That was me in 8th grade, by the way. I was shaving a full beard in 8th grade, which is crazy to me because my son. We'll talk about him in a minute. I've got a segment devoted to what's going on with his face.
Okay.
But I since 8th grade I've been shaving a full beard, and and I had a goatee like freshman year of high school. I had a full goatee.
Right.
And then when I played football, my senior year, I only shaved when we lost. Like that was my tradition. I was like, if I, like superstition, I would,
Right. Yep.
I would only shave. So I shaved when we lost, and then we won 7 games in a row. So so for 7 weeks I didn't shave.
Nice.
So I had a nice full beard going by the time we got to the playoffs, and we lost in the playoffs. So, but then so it was like that was my. So I've been able to grow a beard for a while. My kids have not inherited that. My kids are not like. My son is a sophomore now, and still I'm still waiting for that beard to come in. Like I don't know what's going on. I don't know how he got.
I think my sophomore year in high school, I was able to grow my sideburns out a little bit further.
I had sideburns like in kindergarten. I had sideburns. I remember going to the dentist like in 5th grade, and my dentist being like, "Hey, cool sideburns! Like you have sideburns." Like I don't like. I've been able to grow some sort of facial hair almost my entire. Like it's crazy how quickly I could grow facial hair.
That is insane. Now, one thing like growing up. So growing like I did not come from a very beardy people. My dad has a mustache, and I've never seen my dad personally without a mustache. I've seen pictures of him, of course, like when he got married to my mom, didn't have a mustache. I think he grew it out within a year and has not shaved it since. But so like facial hair is cool, but I just couldn't do it. I didn't grow up around, like most of my friends couldn't grow facial hair.
So my dad has never had facial hair, but his beard is just as thick as mine. Like he's always been able to grow it real thick, but he just doesn't. He never
Right.
grows. He's always shaved it. He did grow a beard once when I was a kid, and there was something in, I don't know if this was a South Texas thing or a Mexico thing, but it was called like Charro Day, and you grew a beard for Charro Day, and supposedly if you didn't grow a beard, you would get arrested. Like I don't. It was very. I don't understand this holiday at all, and I gotta maybe now look it up now that I'm an adult, and maybe it was nothing like I thought it was.
I should probably not go there. I mean,
So he grew a beard for this day, and then the next day shaved it off.
wow.
But I just thought that was the only time I ever. And I found a picture of him with the beard a while ago, like in storage unit stuff when we were moving. I found a picture of him, an old picture of him with the beard.
So-
this would have been the 80s probably, or 90s,
So-
maybe 80s.
That's actually very, very opposite of what Russia did. Like way back in the day, like the czars.
Yeah.
Like they used to like have huge beards and like beards
Yes.
were manly. And I agree.
Russia's always been about the beards.
Yeah, beards manly.
Yeah.
And then one of the czars took power, and he's like, I think we should be more like Western European. And like I've got a cousin, he's the king of England. I've got another cousin who's like in Greece, and you know they're clean shaven. So he made rules where they the Russian
wasn't-
men had
There's
to
a beard tax.
a beard tax.
Yeah,
Yep,
I remember that now.
had to pay
Yeah.
by the inch.
Yep, the beard tax. Yeah,
And so only the
I'd
wealthy
have to pay a
men-
lot of money.
Yeah.
I have to pay a lot of money.
I would be saving money in my 401k,
Yeah.
or as we like to call it now, a 401 shave.
Yep.
That's a terrible joke.
Yeah.
I don't know where that came from.
Yeah, beard tax. I remember hearing about that. So I just Googled world's most famous beard.
Yeah.
And it's saying Leonardo da Vinci's on the list. And I don't know. Yeah, he had a beard, but like I wouldn't know. Like if you just off the top of your head, if I'm like Alexa, stop. If I'm like, what do you think the most famous beard is?
Most famous
the
beard. I have to go with Duck Dynasty right now. Those guys.
Yeah, those guys are pretty famous.
They're famous. They're top of mind culture. I think beyond that, I would have to go like just general like Zeus kind of beard.
What, buddy? Maybe in a little bit. Okay. Well, I mean, Lincoln's got to be
Lincoln's up there. Oh, and like
Santa Claus.
Santa Claus. What about Amish?
Yeah, the
Like,
Amish beard is pretty famous.
Like it's not a specific person.
Right.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. Like you're doing great with Lincoln and Santa Claus. I'm
Lincoln is probably the most famous American to have a beard. Do you know where the term sideburns comes from?
Yes, General Burnside.
Yeah, isn't that
from
funny?
the Civil War. Yeah,
That's one of those things. I every time I tell somebody that, they don't believe me. They think that's made up. Like they're like, no, that's made up. That's not really what happened, but it's a real thing. You
Yeah.
guys can Google it. General Burnsides.
yes. I love those history facts. He wasn't from Ohio, but I remember specifically hearing about him while studying Ohio history, because he was involved in something.
Here's a famous beard, but like you wouldn't think of it as a famous beard because it's not a thick full beard, but the Shakespeare beard, the little pointy,
Ooh, yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
the
And a little, maybe
Yeah.
a little twirl on the
a little twirl
handlebar.
on the mustache, handlebar mustache with the little pointy beard.
Oh,
Right.
I like that. Mentioned Amish and Amish beards. Do you know why the Amish do that?
Why they shave their mustaches and not their beards?
Yes.
Why?
Right. So this is it was done in defiance to the Nazis.
Really?
Yes.
Wait, that was the Amish?
Yep.
Huh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
They're like, oh, those guys.
So it's cultural.
It is cultural, and what they did is like, hey, their general rule is when the men get married, that's when they stop.
Then they stop
shaving.
shaving.
So you see a guy with a light beard, you're like, he's a newlywed, hopefully.
So here's the thing. What do you want, Daniel?
Most famous beard is Santa Claus's.
Daniel says the most famous beard is Santa Claus. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably true. Santa Claus is probably the most famous beard.
What about Jesus?
Yeah, Jesus is a famous beard, but we don't really know what it looked like.
I do. I think it looked just like your ID.
Yeah.
Before
I shaved.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Another thing about that is the university was named after, Brigham Young.
Brigham Young. Yep.
His look, he had a famous look. Was to have a beard and no mustache.
Ooh.
And a little bit longer hair too. He always had a little bit longer hair, so he would not have been allowed to attend the university that he was named after. In fact, they had a statue in the middle of the university, and it had his famous look of the beard with no mustache. And then they thought maybe it was setting a bad example for the students, so they took the head off of the statue, reshaped it without a beard, and then put it back on.
Yeah, I think that usually when you don't like the fashion choices of the person who founded your university, you should decapitate them.
Yes. So even if you're a statue, you can't have a beard at Brigham Young University, and the penalties are harsh if you do. Look, here's a picture of him. See? Look, he would not be. I'll try to put this on the podcast, but he would not be allowed to attend BYU.
No, but it does look like he has been married for quite a while in the Amish faith.
Yes, it is an Amish beard.
Yeah.
It is an Amish beard for sure.
And the thing is, I don't think I don't want to hold that the Amish people like stylized that beard. No, that's just what they've started doing. I think in the last 100 years.
Now here's young Brigham Young, even young Brigham Young without the beard. He had long hair.
Yeah.
That's a photograph of Brigham Young when he was young. So that's what the statue looks like now. They kept the long hair on the statue, but no beard.
I think the thing that amazes me about beards is that we started shaving them.
That it became this cultural thing to shave your beard.
Right, and I understand cutting hair because it eventually gets in your eyes. I understand cleaning, but hey, I'm going to take this razor and scrape it across my body for fun.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It's just
I wonder who started shaving. I mean, we do have a computer.
Now it has been around, like shaving and body modification like that has been around prior to written history. Because I know for a fact that people are getting shaved in Egypt.
Yeah, Egypt. It's saying Egypt started the shaving of the beards.
Okay.
And then Alexander the Great kind of kept it going, kind of spread it towards like Greece and stuff like that. So, that's interesting. And I saw something. I saw a video about like why evolutionarily, why do males grow beards and not females?
Okay.
And body hair and stuff like that. And I would like evolutionarily, I think it was like the theory was that like when you fight, like you're fighting things, that protects your face to have a beard, like getting into fights. And they actually did a test of somebody getting hit in the face without a beard and then with a beard, and it did absorb some of the impact. So the impact was lessened by somebody who had a beard.
I think the best way to judge that would be to punch you in the face, shave you, and then punch you in the face again.
Or
that way we can see the example for you both times.
Or we punch each other and see who gets hurt more.
Huh. That seems like it's going to be more difficult for me and less scientific overall.
I understand. So hair on the body, under evolutionarily, cold weather, stuff like that, you grow hair on your body.
Right.
That's why people from northern climates are usually hairier, that kind of stuff, right? I don't know. I'm making that up.
That seems right.
I've
seen
I
Vikings.
have no idea. Yeah, Vikings are pretty hairy. Right?
Yeah.
So that makes sense. But yeah, the facial hair, it's like they say was an evolutionary response to men fighting, I guess. or violence. I don't know. Maybe I don't know if that's true or not. And actually, nobody knows if that's actually true. But they did test it, and it did absorb some of the impact to grow a beard.
Okay.
So just so you know, I can take a punch better than Bobby. I guess I don't know. That's how that
Your
works.
beard can take a punch better than mine.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Who do you think the last president was to have a beard? President of the United States.
Oh, the last president to have a beard was almost guaranteed Cleveland.
Packer buddy, you got to stop it. You got to stop, buddy. You're being really distracting. Packer really wants to get in on this, I guess. But you can't do that. You can't come in and tap on our shoulders and stuff. What?
Why is there a third microphone?
In case we have a guest, the surprise guest that shows up.
Like me?
Well, we thought Santa Claus might show up. But so far, he has not. Anyway, what were you going to say? Okay, last president to have a beard.
I think it was Cleveland, but I'm not positive.
I don't think Grover Cleveland had a beard. I think he had a mustache.
Okay.
I don't think he had a beard.
I know it was somewhere in that era.
So according to this, the last president, according to Google, the last president with a beard was Benjamin Harrison.
Benjamin Harrison.
It was a pretty good beard. It was a pretty solid beard.
Solid, yeah.
No more super long beards at this point.
And I do know like that our current vice president is the first person to hold that office with facial hair for like 100 years.
Yeah, he's the first like president or vice president to have a beard for a long time. Yeah, maybe we can bring beards back into. Here's the thing. So like, if you run for office, they're always like, you got to shave your beard, and the idea is like nobody's gonna not trust you because you don't have a beard. Like that's the idea. It's like, but maybe there's somebody out there that doesn't trust you because you have a beard. Like I think that's always the thought process on that.
That is a super cultural thing. Like I know that I've heard Seinfeld argue with comedians about having facial hair, saying you can't have facial hair because people aren't going to like you as much. Like Seinfeld said.
Right. And I've always thought that was the dumbest thing Seinfeld said until he said that woke culture was ruining sitcoms, and that you can't have you can't have a sitcom like Seinfeld today because it's too woke. At some point, we just need to acknowledge that Seinfeld's over 70 and is going to say 70-year-old stuff.
Right. But that idea that a performer and somebody as well known and as established as him with that,
and
that
the argument
thought.
You could argue be like, well, he knows what he's talking about, but it's like, but that's not true. Look at. I
think he argued that with Louis C.K.
Louis C.K. who always had a beard.
Yeah.
Louis C.K. But I was thinking of George Carlin. Look at George Carlin.
George Carlin
Always had a beard.
George Carlin was very counterculture, though.
That is true.
Super counter.
That is true.
That was his thing. He started off in a suit.
I just don't think that if Seinfeld had a beard, I just don't think it would have affected his career that much. Maybe when he was getting the sitcom, because they wanted it to look young and attractive for the sitcom, I could see that. But like, let's say after the sitcom and when he went back to touring, he grew a beard. Nobody's caring that he grew a beard.
I think it would have affected him because it would have been so different from his personality.
It would have gotten in its head, probably. Yeah.
It was like the cold opening for one of the episodes when they had mustaches. It was just so ridiculous.
It'll be a vacation from ourselves.
Yes.
Yeah, I get that, but like it just. Yeah, I think that is a ridiculous notion that like, oh, people won't like you if you have a beard, and it's like, I don't know. I wasn't doing stand-up comedy in the 90s and the 80s, but I can think of like off the top of my head, I can think of like a handful of comedians who had beards that had no problem. Dennis Miller, like that, like there were plenty of comedians who had no problem.
Dennis Miller, he did that after I think he was very established, but still, I still think
it's not that big of a deal.
I think it's.
I mean, obviously, it's not now. Like, obviously, everybody like
it's
almost every comic has a beard. Now, obviously, now being a comedian is like living in Russia. wait, what was the era we were talking about?
The Tsar.
The Tsar era of Russia. It's like people like growing a beard is a status now. It seems like in stand-up comedy, but yeah, I just even back then I still feel like I guess it just depends. Like if you care about image and you care about that kind of thing and you care about portraying yourself as this squeaky clean cut, maybe, but.
Yeah, so like
I would not like him over some of his hair choices in the 90s more than I would not like
Right.
him over a beard.
I think the facial hair thing performing is just as much of a style choice as like me wearing a pair of bell bottoms. Hey, if those are the jeans.
No, I would hate you. I would hate you if you wore bell bottoms.
I would hate myself too, but it's like if those were the jeans that were in style,
Right.
and that looked good.
I mean, I guess if everybody was clean cut, but that's the thing. Like, I even thinking about that, like, kind of the thing where it's like, well, everyone wore a suit and everybody was clean cut, and maybe like you could argue that like that's just what people wore, but. Even then, I can think of examples of people who didn't wear suits and who weren't clean cut, who were fine and never wore suits and never were clean cut and had no problem coming up in the comedy world.
Yeah.
I think it also depends on what audience you're trying to appeal to. I mean, look at Louis C.K. is a good example, but look at the one-liner guy who's dead now.
Not Stephen Wright.
Not Stephen Wright. No, Stephen Wright. It was usually clean shaven, and actually, he would wear a suit most of the time.
A one-liner.
If I ever want to eat 1,000 of something.
Mitch Hedberg.
Mitch Hedberg had long hair, wore glasses. Now, again, it's a kind of a counterculture thing, but you can't just discard that.
Right.
It's like, people aren't going to like you if you grow a beard. No, or you can be counterculture. It's like, yeah, there are people who will like you if you grow a beard. There are people who aren't going to like you if you grow a beard. At least that's how it was. But it's like you can't just blanketly say. He also has the no short sleeves on stage,
right?
Too, and it's like I don't know.
Here's one that still hits me. What about shorts?
I will say, as a general rule, no shorts on stage. When I see shorts on stage, I will say when I see shells by the seashore.
Seashells by the seashore.
When I see shorts on the stage. And it is a male. I would say some women sometimes can get away with shorts on stage if you dress it up. But when I see a male wearing shorts on stage, I don't know. I definitely, even in the 10 years that I've been doing comedy, I feel like there's less of a stigma for wearing shorts on stage. But no shorts, no sandals as far as I'm concerned.
I agree.
It looks weird to me.
I agree strongly with some exceptions.
I want to say it's fine. I want to be the guy that's like, it doesn't matter because, again, you can counterculture and it depends on who you're trying to appeal to. Big J. Okerson wears shorts on stage. I don't even notice he's wearing shorts on stage. Well, first of all, Gabriel Iglesias
always wears shorts.
Always wears shorts on stage. But I hate that he wears shorts on stage. I see him wear shorts on stage, and I'm like, just wear some pants, dude. I don't like that. But there are people who wear shorts, and it's not noticeable, like Big J. Okerson wears shorts, and it's not. I don't really notice he's wearing shorts because he has a style. He has a whole style. Now, what I don't like is when somebody goes up on stage wearing shorts that, they're a guy off the street.
Yep.
That, where it's you don't have a style, you're just want to wear shorts. You just want to wear shorts. And I want to be on board with that. I really do want to be on board with that because I don't like to gatekeep styles and looks and things like that. But if you're wearing just a pair of golf shorts and a t-shirt or whatever, just jean shorts and a t-shirt, I don't know. Big J. Okerson, I think, pulls it off because he has a style. And I think that's the only reason he's able to wear shorts on stage.
Right. Yeah. I'm from the mindset that I am on stage doing a very specific performance. I'm up there and I'm trying to come off professionally.
I can think of some local comics that are fine, like they have a style,
Right.
and shorts are not that bad. But at the same time, like I don't want to see your calves.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to. I don't. It's weird. Definitely don't wear open-toed shoes on stage.
No, not definitely not guys.
Yeah.
Women can
Women,
pull it
obviously
off.
you can pull it off as a lot of heels are open-toed, stuff like that. Even so, honestly, I really feel like, in my opinion, everyone should wear a nice tennis shoe on stage, a good-looking tennis shoe on stage. In my opinion, like I just think that looks the best. A good-looking tennis shoe or something like that, or a nice casual dress shoe, like something like, you know what I mean?
A good loafer.
A good loafer, something like that, maybe. I don't like it when people wear like super dressy shoes. It seems, I don't know. I don't like that look on stage. Like it seems overdressed to me.
Okay.
So just super dressy shoes. I don't know though. I guess it would depend on what you're wearing. Like I guess it depends.
Yeah.
Again, everything can work for somebody. Like everything can work for somebody if you have a style and you have a way. I guess that's all I'm saying is like you either need to dress completely forgettable because you want them to not focus on your look, or you need to have a style, and that's just part of your personality is that style.
So what I'm hearing is just do what's best for you.
I guess, but people make wrong decisions all the time.
Oh, people are so good at
People
making
make
bad
wrong,
decisions.
bad decisions all the time about what they wear on stage.
People are good about making bad decisions in everything
Yes.
they do.
I mean, and when you get famous, like certain comics, they get famous and they get a stylist, and that's not. I don't think that's a bad decision. Like I don't really know what I look like to people, so it's like if I ever get famous, I probably will hire a stylist because I want, like, what do I look like to you down on the floor? Like I don't really know what I look like to people.
That just came across as the what do I look like to all you people
peasants
below
on the
me?
floor, all you. I want to look better than you.
I think that the stylist that I would get would just be my wife and letting her choose clothes for me.
Maybe, I don't know. I might hire somebody. There are plenty of comics have stylists that they hire to.
Oh yeah.
I would hire a stylist to get me like. Oh, part of me, Nate Bargatze talked about this recently on his podcast. He always wanted to like just have one outfit.
Yes.
Just like buy 10 of one outfit and never have to think about it. And part of me would love that. And I do that. So I have a shirt that I wear I'm wearing it tonight at the Comedy Zone. But like part of me does that sometimes where I'll buy like 3 of the same shirt and wear them for like all my shows for like 3 months. I'll wear the same shirt and that's it. And then I don't know. As part of me likes the simplicity of that and not having to use brain power
Yes.
on what I'm going to wear.
I love not making decisions like that, but whatever.
Anyway, the podcast is not about style.
No.
Kind of, but not really. It is about beards.
Beards.
Before I go, I'll give you some beard advice to all of you trying to grow beards or trying to maintain a beard. If you're trying to grow out a beard, it sometimes it's not good enough to just not shave. Sometimes you gotta
Shave more.
you gotta grow out your beard, then trim it a little bit to even it out. So you trim it a little bit, like you trim it to the lowest common denominator, and then let it grow out some more. Then trim it down to the lowest, and then let it grow out some more. So then your beard grows evenly. Sometimes people try to just not shave, and then they'll have a good beard. But if you just not shave, it's not going to look good. You gotta work with it a little bit. So that's something I've learned over the years. I also have a beard barber I go to, which changes the game for me. I do, but it you got to pay for it. You
Right,
get what you pay for. You go to a good one, you're going to get a good beard.
I did not know that. Is it specifically advertised as beard barber?
No,
or
she
barber
does. She's just a barber that does beards really well.
Okay.
She does my hair too, but she's really good with the beard. She's the only person I've ever I've tried it a couple times and I hated it, and then I was like, all right, I guess I just am gonna have to figure out how to do it myself, which I
Right.
mostly had. Up until a couple years ago, I started going to her, and my beard looked way better, and she was able to line it up and shape it and everything. Also, if you want to grow a beard like a long beard, you got to maintain it. You got to use conditioner. You got to use a good shampoo. You got to know what your hair does. So, like, if you have dry hair, you want to get moisturizing shampoo. If you have oily hair, don't get moisturizing shampoo. It's going to look ridiculous. And don't wash it every day and strip all the natural oils out of it. You know, I wash my beard probably every other day.
I do know that when I shave at night, so my natural oils in my face can rebuild.
Can replenish by the time the next day. Yeah, because it does dry out your skin to shave. What else? I use a beard wax and a beard oil. If I want my beard to, if it's getting a little unruly, I'll use a beard wax to kind of shape it, get it back into shape, and I'll use a beard oil. Beard oil helps. It keeps it moisturized. Regular beard oil treatments are good for your beard. Pick a beard oil that has a scent to it. I know it may seem weird at first, but if you just use the unscented, it just smells like oil.
Yeah.
Like it, you know what I mean? Like it just smells not good. So like get like a citrusy or like maybe like a wood smell to it, like a cedar, something like that.
Something that emphasizes
not too perfumey. Yeah, not too perfumey. Don't get something perfumey, but anything with like a good natural smell to it that smells good, like pine. Like that's a good one for a beard oil or a beard.
I'm happy about two things right now. One, that you use scented beard oil.
Yeah.
And two, I did not know that until now.
Yeah.
Now
I don't have any in right now because I'm just like doing whatever. But that's like when I'm going out or when I've got a show, I'll use the beard wax and the beard oil, or sometimes I'll put the beard oil on at night. You know, if if my beard's been dry, you know, I'll put the beard oil on at night. But yeah, if you're gonna have a beard like this, you gotta maintain it. You can't it's not enough just to grow the beard. You gotta be responsible for that beard that you've brought into this world.
I love it.
All right. Well, I think that's it for us. Packer, did you want to say something on the podcast? Okay, real quick.
All right.
Who's your favorite person with a beard?
My favorite person with a beard is my dad.
Thank you very much.
That is awesome.
My dad is him.
Yeah, I'm your dad. I am him. All right. All right. Thank you guys for joining us. Today is whatever we say it is, and you're here for it. I'm Joey Nickel.
I'm Bobby Parker.
See you tomorrow.
Have a good one.